Welcome back to the second part of the Intershop Commerce Insight tutorial. The Intershop Commerce Insight offers many functionalities to analyze an Intershop e-commerce system to the bottom. To explain every feature would go beyond the scope of a simple video, so I will explain the most important ones, based on examples. If you want to learn more about all the functions of the ICI, please use the Intershop knowledge base, or easier, the integrated online help. Let's get started with the example. In our demo situation, the shop manager experiences decreasing response times at the 20th of August between 5:45 and 6:15 am. He also wants to find the error message from the log file of a specific pipeline call, the top-level requests of a selected session, the robot ratio of the sessions, and the request distribution of the server during the set time. The aim is to use the Intershop Commerce Insight to detect the underlying problems. We start the browser, navigate to our Intershop Commerce Insight website, and log in with our username and password. After that, we are directed to the dashboard of the ICI. On the left side, we see the sidebar containing all important topics. To analyze our problem, we now need to get a general overview at first. On the top of the ICI user interface, you can see the calendar, which allows for choosing a time frame. We can either directly select the 20th of August in the calendar, or alternatively drag a time frame on the right-hand side. Once we have selected the time frame, we go to the Basic Report section and find a list of available reports. The report named System Response Time provides a good general overview. It shows density, average, 50% quantity, and distribution of system requests in one scale. You can see a peak in the average line. You also may have noticed the Description tab below the chart. When you click on it, the Description tab pops up with all information you need for the currently selected report. You always find the Description tab in the last row of every report. With the extended version, you will get additional access to the fully featured report sections of the categories Technical, Marketing, and Hoster reports. You may notice that there is also a System Response Time report in the Technical section of the ICI. However, compared to the Basic section, the Extended Report section provides more details for the certain reports and allows for a better analysis of the whole platform. Back to our example. In order to analyze the problem, we stay at the Technical Report section and check the pipeline details. This report shows which one of the pipelines takes how much time to execute, as well as the page cache hit ratio. The page cache hit ratio is the percentage of requests that will be served out of the cache instead of going through the application server. As you can see, the third pipeline has a high application server impact and is 0% cached. The small triangles in the header of each column allow you to sort the results by the table header. To summarize, the Pipeline Details report in the Technical Report section of the Extended ICI shows the amount of time that every pipeline needs to execute, how much of it is cached, and thus the impact that this pipeline has on the application server. To significantly reduce the load on the application server, the pipeline on the top should be reworked to get cached. This outcome can be passed to the developers so that they can rework the code. Let's take a closer look at the response times of each included pipeline of a top-level request. This is the actual click within your storefront and is monitored by the Technical Report. You will find the top-level requests report above the Pipeline Details report. You click once, then you will get a list containing the top-level pipeline calls. Below the list, you will see the chart sections for each column of the list. By clicking on one of the pipeline calls from the list, you will get more detailed information, for example, the charts just for the selected pipeline. Our second task is to detect the error message directly from the log file of the chosen pipeline call in the selected timeframe. You can also find the error messages in the technical section at the Application Server Errors report. On the top of the page, you can switch to Error Selection. The Errors First Lines table shows a list of those failed requests with the highest number of errors. If a failed request error type is selected, a request ID list shows up. If a specific request is selected, error log message details will show up at the bottom. The third task is to find all the top-level pipeline calls of the chosen session. An overview for all one-click and multi-click sessions at the set time is provided by clicking on Sessions Report within the Marketing section. The related chart will show up. Switch to the Session Details report below the Sessions report to see the pipeline calls of one specific session. You can see the session list containing the session IDs and the starting time. You can also see the number of top-level pipeline requests and the session duration. To find our session, let's click on the triangle at the top-level request to sort by the number of clicks. The first entry is our session. The session information is displayed. It shows, for example, the first and last pipeline call or the session start and end time. The list of every pipeline call is underneath. If only the top-level pipeline calls are wanted, you can choose Filter, Web Adapter Includes, Hide Web Adapter Includes, and Apply Filters. Now, the list shows the top-level pipeline calls only, which represent the clicks of the consumers. The fourth task is to check the robot's behavior during the set time. Let's go to the User Agents report at the Marketing report section. Here you see a list of all user agents during the set time with their number of sessions, the robot's ratio, and the top-level requests. In our case, 5 of the first 10 user agents having the most sessions report a robot ratio of 100%. Below the table, you can see the sessions per user agent and the session trends in different chart types for a better understanding. Let's click on Sessions and Robots to take a look at the robot ratio for all sessions. The session and robots ratio is shown for each side of the shop. For a better visualization, you may also look at the chart view by expanding the Session Trends section below. Finally, we want to know the distribution of requests per application server. For this, we go to the Hoster Reports section, Requests per application server. There you see the server IPs and the distribution of processed requests, processing times, the impact, and waiting times. In our example, the distribution between our servers looks equal. Again, for a better visualization, you may expand the chart views below. Perfect! Now we have finished our 5 tasks by using the Intershop Commerce Insight tool. As I told you earlier, if you need detailed information on certain charts or reports, please have a look at the description tabs. Thank you for watching and see you next time!